Hello, welcome back to Mina's bookshelf. I'm doing another royal family reading, and this one was inspired by the today's article, actually written by Charlotte Griffin. I think it's the same reporter who broke the news of a peace talks between representatives of King Charles and Prince Harry. Anyway, there was an article today, I think it was today, in the Mail, British tabloid, that claims that Harry wants to reconcile with the royals, but knows he needs to ditch Meghan in order to be accepted back in the family. So his solo trip to Angola, where he recreated a Princess Diana's moment walking in a minefield, might be the nth sign that the duo is ready to part ways. Now, the question for the cards is, can the royal family really trust Harry? Should they believe him? What would be the best thing for them to do, and what would Meghan do if actually peace breaks between the two sides of the family? So I hope it's going to be just a rapid fire kind of reading. I don't know if I'm going to do a lot of clarifications just to get some quick answers, which means that instead of being a 1.5 hour long video, it might be just below an hour. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the many comments, the many likes, the views, the new subscribers. I'm very thankful, and I'm glad that I'm bringing you something that sparks your interest and that you enjoy watching. All right, so we're going to begin. So the first question is a question for the oracle. I'm going to ask the oracle, what is the energy of this all reconciliation attempt? What is the energy of this reconciliation attempt? Okay, what is the energy? Spirit guides from the pure white light. What is the energy of this reconciliation attempt between Prince Harry and King Charles? Magic stream, and it came out in reverse, which means that this is a situation that is very emotionally charged with all this water, that things are in motion. However, the card came out in reverse. We can go and take a look at the guidebook, but intuitively what I read in this card when it comes out this way is that there is a blockage. The water's not free to flow. It's not the right time yet to open the floodgates and let the emotions go freely and abundantly in the direction where the water is meant to go. We can actually see that after so many interviews and very open statements, Harry is finally keeping quiet, is not opening the floodgate of his very emotional reaction. He mentioned in January that he wanted to reconcile with his father because he's afraid his father will not be around for long, but he hasn't made any direct comments about the strategic meeting that happened last week between his representatives and the senior aides of King Charles. So they're all, of course, the royal family never does, don't complain, don't explain, or something like that, if the saying goes for them. But it feels like there's a lot of emotion, pent-up emotion as well, in this situation, but they're not letting them, those emotions run freely. So things are still very contained, very restrained and under control. On Harry's side, what is his emotional state energetically? How is he doing towards this reconciliation? We have the Faith card. He really believes and hopes, like deeply, desperately hopes, that his request, his prayers, to reconcile with his father, with the rest of the family, will be listened. He has faith. He really has taken a leap of faith. This card reminds me of a lot of the full archetype in the tarot. And I that confirms also what I got from my reading the other day. By the way, go take a look at the playlist, the main playlist of my videos. You will find a lot of interesting readings about this situation. He's the one who took the first step. And on the other side, what is the energy, emotional energy towards this reconciliation? The other side, and I mean mainly King Charles. We already saw from the readings I did the other day, beauty. We already saw from the reading that we did the other day, wisdom. That Prince William is not on board with it. He's actually pretty mad about the entire situation. Okay, so wisdom. I do believe that this, as I was saying, things are contained, restrained. They're not, expressing their emotions energetically. They're very contained. They're applying wisdom to the situation. They know that although, emotionally, King Charles is happy to see his prodigal son return to him. On the other hand, he has to consider also Prince William and Princess Catherine's feeling, because of the many damaging statements that have been made by Harry about every component of the family. He also has to keep in consideration, the possible involvement of Meghan in this reconciliation. So they're trying to be very cautious. That's the energy. They are cautious about this whole situation. Now, let's see. The question was, should the royal family trust William? Can they trust, Harry? Can they really trust Prince Harry? Let's take a look at Harry first. Let's go through the cards again. Let's pull a few more cards to see how genuine are his feelings. I would say, judging from all the cards that I've been pulling over the past days regarding this situation, I really believe that his intentions are genuine. There's always a reasonable doubt that he might have an agenda. And maybe the agenda is that he is completely broke, financially broke, and that his marriage probably is on the rocks. And the wisest thing for him to do is to reconcile with with the royal family. Maybe regain his title, regain access to all the privileges. If you remember, if you have followed my reading the other day, one of the oracle cards in the very beginning, when I asked what was the topic of the summit, there was the luxury card, and that was a card that was talking about his privileges, what he came from, the wealth of the family, the privileges of being a royal, the many amenities and perks that come with belonging to the British royal family. So, of course, I'm sure that thought crosses his mind. It's not just because he wants to reconnect with his dad, but I believe that he wants also to secure something for his kids. And I don't know if Meghan is in this. So, 2 of Pentacles for Harry's energy. This is the vice versa tarot. It's interesting how the artwork in the back shows another aspect of the card, and it really feels to me like these people here on the balcony, they represent the royal family, and he's here waiting for them to make a decision. He's really spinning dishes up in the air. He's showing up. I really have this impression he's kind of showing off a little bit, trying to make them understand that, without saying that, maybe that his relationship with Meghan is on the rocks. Then he's showing up at events and social venues and various commitments without his wife. I really think he's trying to showing them that they Meghan being the, the weakest link of this whole dynamic, is not in the picture. And he's waiting and waiting for that ship to deliver the messages. He's waiting for an answer. He made his first step with this faith card, with the leap of faith here, and now he's waiting for them to make their decision. What else do we need to know about Harry's true intentions towards the royal family? What else do we need to know about his true intentions towards the royal family? True intentions about the royal family. Harry's true intentions about the royal family. With this particular deck, I always wait for a card to flip out. 10. This is a card that talks about legacy, that talks about, wealth, family wealth, generational wealth, home. I cannot, disregard the fact that there might be also that financial component I was talking about. He really wants to reconnect with his heritage, because this heritage comes with riches and financial stability, which he misses a lot right now. Let's look at the back as well here. Yeah, it's reconnected with his father, with the family, with his heritage, with the wealth of the family. And this card also kind of popped out of the deck, is the card of victory. And as I say a lot when I receive this card in my readings, this is a double-edged sword. Is a card of victory. It can be also a card that indicates a decision to cut with the past. Okay, bottom of the deck we have the Knight of Swords and the Two of Swords on the other side. I don't think that any decision has been made yet, and I feel that there's this energy here which could be, as in the other reader that I did the other day, the energy of William. Somebody is not happy about it. It's actually pretty mad. This could represent also Harry's impetuousness and desire to see things progress quickly, but things are not progressing quickly, as this two of very stagnant energy of the Two of Swords indicates. Okay, they haven't made a decision. This is also about intellectually being very balanced, and this is the wisdom card here, the energy of the royal family towards this reconciliation. Anyway, he has taken his step, now he's waiting. So, should the family, put it here, should the royal family trust them? Would it be wise for them to reconcile with Harry after all that has happened? After all the poison, after all the venom, after all the blame, after Meghan Markle, can they really trust him? Would it be a wise thing to do for them to welcome him back into the family? This card feels like it wants to be seen. We have the creature of trees, formidable, carnal, protective, and practical. I think this is the Queen of Wands or the King of Wands. Let me check on the guidebook. The Temperance card and the last one. I'm pretty sure the creature of trees is the Queen of Wands, which normally indicates Meghan in my readings. The Temperance card is the forgiveness and the reconciliation card. Probably they are really the deal breaker for the family is the Queen of Wands, is Meghan Markle, is the deal breaker. The reason why they don't trust Harry is because of Meghan Markle. Three of Clouds is the Three of Swords. No, not really. As long as the Queen of Wands, Meghan Markle, is in the picture, this reconciliation is not going to bring anything good. This is the Three of Clouds: separation, lament, breakthrough, and potency. No, no. As long as she is in the picture, it would not be a wise thing for the family to trust Harry and welcome him back with his family in the folds of the royal entourage. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Clouds: vulnerable, crisis, abandoned, exposure. This is the Eight of Swords, which is the card that indicates immobility, stagnation, inability to move and make a decision. And I don't think actually, this is as I said before, the weak link of this whole dynamic. It's actually what puts this plan in danger. Meghan Markle. As long as she's in the picture, it's not a good idea. This is the card of betrayal. Big betrayal. No. So as long as she is in the deal, as long as she's part of the deal, it's not a good idea for the family to forgive Harry and have him back. If he comes alone, different story. But not as long as she is in there. The other question. Actually, we're asking for some guidance. What would be the best thing for the family, for the royal family to do? How can they protect themselves for the highest good of all? Let's put it this way. What would be the best thing for the royal family to do at this point, for the highest good of all? We have Wheel of Fortune, Whisper of Fortune, Change, Riddle, Progression, and Time. We have the Ten of Water, which is appreciation, happiness, contentment, safety. This is the Ten of Cups, is the family card, is the community card, coming together after stormy, after the storm, is peace, is reconnection. With the Whisper of Fortune, with the Wheel of Fortune though, the Whisper of Fortune under the Queen of Wands and the Riddle as a keyword for this card. This is the incognita. This is the let's say that variable, that element in the situation that they cannot predict. They're not sure. They don't trust her. Things could go either way. Third card. What is the best thing they could do? Maybe wait for a better opportunity. Wait for better times. And the Tempest. Interesting that I mentioned the Tempest. This is the Devil card. Overwhelming, wild, and untamed, and severe. This is the card also of toxicity, of betrayal. Also, the Devil represents for me conditions and contracts. It's love with strings attached. Maybe the best thing that they could do is to accept Harry back, but only if he undersigns some specific rules and conditions. It might come down to something very tangible and practical, like actually signing a contract, which I wouldn't be surprised to know that actually the family would do that to him. You want to come back? This is the list of rules of conduct that you need to undersign, and the moment you break any of them, you're out again. Interesting. Bottom of the deck, the Hierophant's domain, which is about traditions, about rules, forgiveness, but it's a rigid systems of beliefs and represents the royal establishment here. With the Eight of Clouds and the Six of Waters and the Ten of Trees, Ace of Clouds. Well, it really feels like this new beginning this reconciliation, the return of Harry to his ancestral home, comes though with conditions that he needs to respect. He really needs to finally grow up in their views. I'm not saying that this is my opinion. This is just a reading for entertainment purposes only, for speculations purposes only. I don't state facts. I just read the energy of the cards. So he needs to respect the rules. He's been very unruly. He needs to respect the protocol. Unfortunately, in this kind of, families, love and protocol are about the same thing. So the best thing for them to do is, yes, we will welcome you back, but there are rules that you need to follow with this devil card. It's not unconditional love, it's conditional love. Let's see. What would be the best thing for Harry to do for the highest good of all? What would be the best thing for Harry to do for the highest good of all? What is the best thing to do for Harry for the highest good of all? Next steps. What steps should he take for the highest good of all? What steps should Prince Harry take for the highest good of all? I forgot that he's Duke of Sussex. Okay, 2 cards you flipped over, and we have the Knight of Pentacles, which represents him. He's a Virgo, and chronologically is also the age. The Strength card. I also saw the 8 of Wands on top of the deck. But he really needs to be patient. That's what I'm seeing here. He needs to be patient. He needs to contain his impetuosity. He tends to blurt things out. This is the Queen of Wands, and it came out in reverse. This is the back. Yeah, this is something regarding Meghan, of course. She needs to be out of the picture. The card flipped over on this side. And how interesting. Remember how I refer to Meghan in this Wheel of Fortune with the Sphinx card, clarifying the creature of trees, which is the Queen of Wands in the Majestic Earth deck. And here it is again. Look, how serendipitous. The synchronicities of tarot. I'm telling you, I love tarot. See, again, the Sphinx. So this creature of trees clarified by the Whisper of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune, with the change and riddle here. And that's her again. So the best thing he can do is to keep his wife in check. Keep his own emotions in check and possibly keep her out. It came out in reverse, showing the Sphinx here. Yeah, because she is the, as I said before, she's the unpredictable, she's the deal breaker. Peace is not going to happen if she's in the picture. But he needs to be patient. He needs to control his own reactions. He needs to control his wife if he's capable of, and he hasn't showed so far. Maybe just in the last few weeks where he actually started to go out by himself instead of having the puppet master, next to him, sometimes in front of him, impeding him in his freedom to, meet people and do things freely. So keep that. You know how all these roots look to me like a lot of snakes. Yeah, she comes loaded with poison. Yep, tame that woman of his. Bottom of the deck. 8 of Pentacles, and on the other side we have the Page of Wands. So moving forward with this courageously and bravely, with this faith in the dream and the desire to reconnect with his family, but there's still work that needs to be done, and he needs to show up every day. If there actually is going to be a contract, whether written or just verbal, between him and his family, conditions that he needs to respect in order to be readmitted in the folds of the royal family, he needs to show up every day. He needs to show self-discipline and dedication to the family. Now, one more question. And maybe I'll pull a card from an oracle deck as well. What is Meghan going to do? What's going to happen to Meghan? One way or the other, whether she stay in a marriage with, in this marriage with him or not. What is it going to happen with her if this peace between and reconnection between Harry and his family happens? We have the ignore card. See, like if she keeps calling him, ignore the phone calls. Focus, detox, overlook. Just ignore her. See, put that put the phone down. Don't answer the question. Don't answer the phone calls. Ignore her. Ignore her. It's either her who will be ignoring everybody else, or everybody else will be ignoring her, which is pretty much what happens in every, I don't know if you've ever watched those videos on YouTube in which they show you how she interacts. She used to interact when she was allowed on the balcony at, family, royal family meetings and gatherings. She was usually ignored and tended to talk to herself to pretend that she was actually having a conversation with somebody. What else? Delivery, transportation, inheritance, escort. Delivery, inheritance. Okay. Maybe because this is what she's counting on. Her main concern might be her financial position. Whether they stay together, Harry and her, and if there's actually a divorce in the pipeline, she's going to be worried, especially about inheritance. And they're going to play deaf. They're not going to listen to her requests. Reflection, confession, prayer, and repentance. Oh my gosh, she's going to pretend that she is absolutely sorry. She's going to ask for forgiveness. Yeah. I'm saying that I don't know if she's going to pretend. Maybe it will be a genuine regret that she will have. She will really be sorry about the whole situation and she will apologize. But with this inheritance card here, delivery, she's on her way out with this boat here. I think that they're going to ignore her, especially when she comes up with requests of money. And then she will show repentance and she'll beg them for help. So let me ask the tarot, how is Meghan going to react if peace happens between Harry and his family and the royal family? What is her main concern? What is she going to be mainly concerned about? The Pentacle. Obviously. I just said the word obviously in Italian, forgive. Linguistic interference. The Page of Pentacles. She's going to have to start over. And it may not be easy. See, the cornucopia is empty here. The cornucopia is empty. There are lofty ambitions here, but a lot of obstacles with these mountains. And this is money. Her main concern is financial aspect. Having to start over. Completely out of cash. Justice. And there might be contracts. It could be the marriage contract. It could be the divorce. It could be some legalities regarding, for example, if there is a divorce, if there is an actual separation between Harry and Meghan, might be the divorce settlement here. The divorce settlement, the money that she will need to start her life over because her cornucopia is completely empty and has been. One more card. What is she going to be concerned about? And we have the World card. It's the ending. Ending and having to start over. She will be concerned about starting over after a possible divorce. That's why for her, having a monetary kind of compensation, maybe divorce settlement will be very, very important. Ace of Wands on this side and the Six of Wands on the other. And you know what? I think she's going to get it. I think that the royal family would rather pay her to keep her away than save the money and have her back in the family. Let's see. Do we want to draw a final card from the soul coaching and advice for everybody in the royal family and Harry himself? Guidance for everybody. Should they ever go to a tarot reader, what would the tarot reader tell them as a piece of advice at the end? Strength. Strength. Well, this is a very difficult situation. They all need to show courage. Courage and strength. Let's see what the guidebook says about this. Strength. There's a wellspring of power within you. Call upon it. Also be willing to lend your strength to others. The greatest strength is silent and deep. It doesn't need a show of force. It just is. Inner power is found through contemplation, reflection, and meditation. Sometimes it comes from times of growth and change. Other times it springs from surviving and conquering painful situations. How spot on. Affirmation: I have deep inner strength and glorious vitality. Yeah, absolutely. Do this thing quietly, calmly, the British way, without, washing the laundry in public, like Harry and Meghan have been doing for the past 7 to 8 years. Just show some dignity, some strength, and face the music, face the problems, and do it with wisdom, reflection, contemplation, and meditation before acting. Okay, thank you so much for watching. This was my latest reading about the article that was just published about Harry and apparently his decision potentially to ditch Meghan in order to be readmitted in the royal family, and if the royal family should trust them. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget there is an email in the description of all my videos that you can write to request a personal reading. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you stay updated about all the readings and the reviews and the celebrity readings that I do every once in a while. And most of all, keep your feedback always constructive. I'm always happy to interact with you. Until I see you next time, many blessings.